momentum. But to get to momentum, you have to have motivation. Motivation gets, and then when you get started, you get some motion. Good morning. How do we pronounce it? Yair?
Yeah, you're doing that. You know, it's part of the process. Yair. Good morning, Ron. How are you doing?
Yair. What a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Yair is joining us from Israel. I'm in upstate New York, USA right now, and we're talking about follow the system. And I know Yair has some amazing thoughts about this, so I'm going to let you go first.
Thank you. I appreciate it. First, I love your background. You know, when I see green background, it's always beautiful. So thank you for that. I know also you as a coach, you have a lot what to say. So I know I'll just start and I'll let you take it from there. But I believe, you know, a lot of times in life, we get like overwhelmed from all of these different things that come to us, and we can't, you know, sometimes we just need to have a certain system to follow. Because if we try to look at everything, we're like, you know, just leave me alone. You know, I'm going crazy. But also in your practice, you have this 3-step system. So I believe that if you have a system in life that is adjustable, you know, right, Ron, you know, nothing goes exactly as planned. We know that, but is adjustable for changes, that can help you overcome almost any challenge. Because the second you have a system and you trust the process, you know, everything is a process. When I start, you know, someone just now saw me on the way here, someone that knows me, I love running. I love running in nature. And he told me, Yair, wow, you're a great runner. You know, I would love to learn from you. You probably got, you know, it's in your genes. I thought, well, it's not my genes. There's a system you follow to get into exercise. There's a process. When I started, I almost fell apart after 2 minutes. And you continue. So I really love it how you do it with your clients, and you know, when you coach people, how you break it into a 3-step process and you just let them go. I'm assuming from there. I would love to hear more from you about that. I'll just say another thing about the systems and processes that we spoke about also once in the past, that, you know, we have a lot of different areas in life, right? So when you basically go with a system and you work in different areas, so each one works in a different way. It has its own time that it takes. But if you look at the big picture and you zoom out, so then you realize that in the big picture, you're moving forward. As long as you're doing and you're acting, you're moving forward. Sometimes there'll be ups and downs. Like now there's a cycle in the stock market. We're going down. Eventually we'll come back up. But, you know, so I'm talking too much. I would love to hear from you, because your experience with people is amazing.
Well, it's amazing that you bring up so many salient points here. And let's just talk about the exercise for 1 second. Every time I go to the gym, I do some lifting first, and then I do some abdominal work, and then I do some cardio. And I don't always feel the cardio. And there's always what runners would call a wall. And it might be 1 minute in, it might be 5 minutes in, it might be a mile in if you're running. But you will hit that wall, and the whole secret is to keep going. And this is exactly what we're talking about today. If you keep going, there are going to be evaluation points. We're not telling anyone to follow your system blindly if you're failing, because at each failure is an evaluation point. And you have to go back and you have to look at the system and see if you're actually following it properly. Because habits are formed between 20 and 180 days, depending on which guru and how hard the habit is. If you're trying to quit smoking, you know, it's going to be a tough 3 months for most people. That's a long time. And that's why people give up. But if you actually take a picture of someone who's quit smoking, put it on your refrigerator, put it on your screensaver, replace that picture in your mind of yourself as a smoker, you might get through that wall. So you need a reason, and I call that my motivation point. And your motivation point is usually something bigger than yourself. It has to be.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the whole secret to actually getting past that inertia. I'd say about 1/3 of my clients never start. We see people all the time who've paid money for top level coaching. I mean, we have one of the best coaches in the world. We both follow Evan Carmichael, and he is just an amazing, amazing coach. And he leads by example. And he always says that you need to do something 100 times before you give up. And 100 times, isn't that right in the middle of that habit formation cycle that I was talking about?
Oh, for sure, for 100%. I so agree with that.
And when I started doing lives, probably 2018, 2019, for a different business which got decimated during COVID, I still use that practice to go live every day now. So
amazing.
So even when things work out, there are setbacks in life. But that's the time you turn around, you say to yourself, what can I do to help somebody else while I figure out what I need to do? Always try to be in a giving state. And that's what I did when my business imploded during COVID. I went into a giving mode, and I doubled back and I said, well, what other skills do I have? And it's like, oh, I've got these life coaching certificates that I do from time to time. I've got my energy work that I do from time to time. I've got a buddy who taught me how to set up a podcast. So I help people all around the world during COVID set up podcasts.
Wow.
And some of those people have referred customers, and they've been friends for years and years now. It's all a matter of momentum, and we all get momentum. And the whole secret to momentum is motion, and to do the thing. You didn't become a runner overnight. And in fact, people who tell me they want to run a marathon, I always go, "What kind of sneakers do you have?" And they go, "What do you mean?" And it's like, well, your feet are kind of important here, guys. You know, we need to take care of our feet, and we can make them rewards if we buy some sneakers and walk around the block the first day. That's almost good enough, because you've started. And once you've started, it's much easier to stay in momentum, and you achieve something called flow. And you know what flow is if you're a runner. You're just moving the legs. You don't even realize that you're really putting a lot of effort into it. I get that way with writing and speaking, where and Evan Carmichael taught me this. If you go for 10 minutes, you can go for an hour. Am I correct?
Oh, for sure, for sure. I'm just trying to understand a point, and I think it's a really valuable point for whoever's going to listen. First, so you're saying just start, right? Just get into the momentum. I'm just trying to understand. Let's say I did start, and as you said, we reached the wall, right?
Right.
So when we reach the wall, what we want to do is basically look out and serve something that is greater than ourselves. That's what you're saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
Everyone will reach the wall, right? Everyone is there.
Sure. That's the whole secret. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself, I'm saying this out loud, and I say it nicer when I'm coaching people. I tell people that it's great that we've looked inside today, and I acknowledge your feelings. What are we going to do to get you to point B? And then we come up with a plan, and that's following the system, is to have a plan. Everybody comes to me and they say, "Oh, my goal is to write a book," and I go, "Great." I said, "Have you written a chapter?" And they go, "No." Okay, well, what we need to do, we need to go back and say, how about we start with an index, a series of chapters, and we write down 12 chapters, because that's enough for people, to help people. People think that they have to write Moby Dick on their first book. They don't. They need to write an ebook that's 15 pages. And then then you go to Amazon.com and you publish it quick, and you learn from it. And someone from Amazon.com is going to give you a review, and that's going to be your first editor. Somebody who has a little bit different perspective and a little bit more information from you will help you tweak your system. And then you're going to go back and you're going to improve your book, because books are never done. My courses are never done. I dropped a course a week ago called
Congratulations.
I'm so thrilled. I call it success syndrome because most of my clients have something called imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is you feel you've been promoted to a position and you feel that you're inadequate. You feel that everyone's looking at you. You feel that you can't do it. Who am I to do this job? I hear that all the time. And you were promoted for a reason. Hopefully because of competence and not because you're someone's sister-in-law. Although I see that too. And those people need some skills. So if I give you some skills that you need in your position, how to run a meeting, how to deal with subordinates, how to get a mentor in your organization, just by asking the right questions, to get someone to believe in you, you're going to believe in yourself. So that but that's a 4-step process, and no one sees the 4th step. They say to themselves, "I'll never succeed in this job." Well, the road to success has been mapped by millions of people before you. So you need to choose someone who has succeeded. This is one of the huge secrets to life. If I want someone to improve my coaching, I go back and I watch an Evan Carmichael video. If I want someone to show me how to make money, I will go back and look at a Jim Cramer video, somebody from CNBC. I'm blessed. I've been paid in Bitcoin twice. I've converted it to dollars the same day. I made $2 and I lost $2 on each on the 2 transactions. If I don't understand something, I'm not going to invest in it. So if you want to invest in yourself, you have to understand yourself. And fundamentally, as human beings, our default position is inertia. Inertia is a nice way of saying laziness. We do the simplest thing. We don't look for a 3-step process because that's too hard. Or if we have a 3-step process, sometimes we give up after step 2 because step 2 was hard. And you can't do that. You got to see things through and then evaluate. You've got a system. You can tweak the system when it doesn't work. You can tweak the system when it does work.
Amazing, amazing. I really love what you said, Ron, about evaluating and learning. That's, and I think that's one of the major ways that people should look at their process and at the whole system. Because when you do things in life, like you just said about the audiobook, you just got a free editor. You put it out 15 pages and someone's going to tell you whatever it is and you could learn. So also Ray Dalio, by the way, mentioned something similar in his book, Principles, that in life we go through things. Now, in order to improve, like you said, what do you need to do? Momentum, act, even if it's a small step. So, the second you act, what happens? Something happens, and then you learn from it, whether you fail or it went good. Anyways, you learn. My grandmother always tells me you learn from everyone, somewhat to do and somewhat not. And after you learn from it, so the next step after that, you evaluate, like you said, and then you grow. That's how people grow. So it's exactly like you said. You act. Only through acting, something will happen. Then you will learn from it, and then you could grow and move forward. So I really love what you said, and I think people could take it to every field in life and every process in life, as long as you start.
The thing is, we've all been taught at a very early age to be afraid of certain things, and one of the things that we've been taught from until age 5 is fear of failure, because we want to please everybody. And if I can impart just one or two words of wisdom into people's brains today, failure is your best friend. The most success you're going to have in life is when you treat failures as launching points.
Failure is your best friend?
Failure is your best friend. When you get knocked on your butt, you got to get back up, take a quick look around, and you're partly looking around to see if anyone saw you. And that's, it's not important if they saw you. What's important is they saw you get up. The Chinese have a saying, get knocked down 6 times, get up 7. That's where you're going to find the people who thrive. Everybody, you stop looking at failure as a negative thing. Failure is just a waypoint on your way to success. You can train yourself to fail forward. It takes people a while. But once I teach people that they're actually further ahead than they were before they started and, quote, failed, they start to see that it is a road. And I call this part potholes versus speed bumps. If you're interested, but I really want to give you a chance to respond.
No, I listen. Every word you're saying, I think is you know, it's in the stone. I totally agree with every word, and I think there's a huge difference between failing and failure. As long, I'm going back to your first point. You know, we're in a process. Just trust the process. As long as you start it, you're not a failure. As long as it continues, you're not a failure. You're failing. And by the way, that's the best lesson you could have. I remember when I was in the real estate business, someone told me a story about contractors. And I was like, yeah, you know, nice. It's a nice story. But then when I went through it and I failed, that was my best teacher. That's exactly what you said a second ago. So I think every person in life and whatever he's doing, act. It's not act with like, close your eyes. Like you said, review, do the best you can with whatever knowledge you have. Have 60% of the knowledge, that's enough.
Exactly. You watch some of my videos, man. 60% is my number.
I guess I got from you.
It's phenomenal, and again, this is the perfectionism that was beaten into us as young children by parents, teachers, or even friends, and we carry it in our subconscious. And when we can acknowledge it and look at it consciously, we can replace it with something that works for us. And that's the third secret. The third secret: you have your plan. You have to write it out. I like writing it with pen and paper because it encodes better into your brain. But once you write it in with pen and paper, you can make it a screensaver. You can print it out. You can put it on your bathroom mirror. I'm a big fan of bathroom mirrors. Whenever I have a new resolution, and I never make resolutions on January 1st. I make them quarterly. I put it on one of the walls into my office. I put it on the bathroom mirror. I put it on the dashboard of my car. And I look at it twice a day. And then at the end of the day, I ask myself, what have I done to get a little bit closer to this goal? Because if you get a little bit closer to that goal, you're going to get to the goal. I call it walking towards your goals. If you're running towards your goals, you know, unless you're an experienced runner, chances are you're going to fall and you're going to get scraped up pretty good. If you're walking towards your goals, yeah, you're going to get knocked up a little bit. You're going to get knocked down once or twice, but you're also going to see all the opportunities on the right side of the road and the left side of the road as you go along that you can work into your process, and magical things start to happen.
I love that. So if let's say now I'm listening, okay, and I'm right now stuck with something, how can you make it like simple 3 steps? I'm at the wall.
Tell me what you're stuck with, and we'll give you a 3-step process. No charge.
Got it. Okay, no charge. Let's say I'm right now, I'm in dating, and nothing's working out.
Right.
I'm at the wall. Everything is stuck.
Okay.
Nothing's moving.
Are you dating one woman, or are you dating on an app?
One
woman. Okay. How long you been dating?
No, we just broke up, but I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, do you want things to work out with her?
With the next, I'm trying to learn.
Okay, so you're trying to improve your process. What did she give you any feedback on why it didn't work?
No.
Really? That's very interesting. Now, step 1 of your process is to ask for feedback with the next partner. When you go through a date, honest to God, say, did you have a good time? And she'll say yes. And then you have to ask the follow-up question. The follow-up question is key in step 1. The follow-up question is, what did you like best? Because that's going to be a clue for you of what you might be able to do on a subsequent date that you already know that she likes. All right? Nice. And then after you've asked those 2 questions, would you like to see me again? And she's going to say yes, because you've actually listened to her. Listening to partners is the most underrated skill. What does every woman say they want? They want someone to be funny, and they want someone who listens. And how many people are funny and listen? About 5% of us. And I'll give you a quick little anecdote. My wife isn't terribly fond of my sense of humor, but she acknowledges that I'm funny. And that works for both of us. Okay, step number 2. Before the second date, where would you like to go? Give her some power. Don't say, do you want to go to a movie? If you want to ask her where she wants to go, and then if she says no, your follow-up question is, would you like to go to dinner, a movie, a show? All right? And then she'll give you an answer. And again, you're setting up a successful date because you're doing what she wants to do. All right? Third date. What do we call that? We call these the closers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same in Israel as it is in America. The third date is what? The third date is usually when you know whether you're going to, have something a little bit longer with somebody. Was that subtle enough for everybody out there? So the third date. Wow, I really like you a lot. What I'd like to know what you think we need to do to take this to the next level. You know what she's going to do? She's going to either kiss you or walk away, and you'll have your answer in 3 dates.
Sounds great. I love that.
All right.
Thank you.
Simple 3-step process. And if that doesn't work, for my people who are really, really terribly shy, and I've had an autistic client once or twice along the way. We have to evaluate after each date, but that's okay. But you can evaluate for yourself. Most people can evaluate for themselves. What went right in the interview? Did you thank the person at the end of the interview? Did you send that follow-up email asking what they got out of the interview? Because it's not about you. Almost 100% of the times in life, there was a time where a pretty face or or your reputation would sell yourself. What people want to know right now is how you can help them. Can you solve their problem? Can you evaluate their problem and come up with a solution for them? That's what people want before they even know your name. When I do speech evaluations, the first thing is like, "Hi, this is Joe." And it's like, no one cares that your name is Joe. They will know if they care once you tell them what you do and if it solves their problem. So it's like, this is what we do, and this is who we do it for. This is our ideal client. We helped Susan solve her anxiety problem in 30 days. Wow. If you've got anxiety and I can solve it in 30 days, I think you might want to know my name then.
For sure. No, it's amazing. It goes back to the point you said before. Basically, we're here to serve something bigger than ourselves. And also, in whatever you said, we're going back to the first point. There's also a system, number one. We just talked about a system. And in the system, there's a process. It's never in life. Things that are worth achieving, things that are worth going for. First, like you said, build a system. Number two, I think always need to understand it's a process. Just keep pushing forward and learning. And I think that's the only way to grow. I really appreciate that.
I think that was a perfect summary and conclusion to this live. And I wanted to thank you for joining me today. And I'll see everybody out there in live land. You will see this on Yair's YouTube channel later as well. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much. Great day.